Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP from the Gold Saucer every week on a Friday when judging begins for the Fashion Report minigame. As you can see, this time around the theme is Far Eastern Foundation, and the clues include Foundation's forefront for our helm, Hingan Knights for our chest, Foundation's forefront for our hands, and Foundation's forefront for our feet. So 3 of these items have the same clue, so therefore they should be the same item range, only one of them being different. In this video we have a 100 score and a series of easy 80s. For our 100 score, as you can see here, I went for the Neo-Ishgardian Hat of Striking. Alternatively, you could go for any Neo-Ishgardian hat. These are all craftable, and of course there's the augmented versions as well, but the 480 level 80 equipment will work. I went for the samurai specific one here because of a chest piece that you might want to go for. But apart from that, any of those helms should work for you for gold rating. You'll also note that we've also got the Neo-Ishgardian Gloves of Striking and the Neo-Ishgardian Boots of Striking. So whatever you decide to go for your helm, you also want to buy both buy or craft the gloves and the feet from the same exact set. Alternatively, outside of the Neo-Ishgardian stuff, the ARKN Velvet set will also work for a helm. That includes the ARKN Velvet Hat of Casting is confirmed to work. I'm not sure if the healing one does. I don't see why it wouldn't, but the casting one definitely does. For our chest piece then, I went for the Ladies Yukata. This was originally from a Legacy Moonfire Fair event that you can no longer obtain in the game. It's also on the cash shop. Alternatively, you can go for pretty much any of those Yukatas or Hayori. So there's the Long Hayori, the Fuga, different types of Ladies Yukata, Lords Yukata, and then there's also the Myoshin Hayori, which is the Samurai artifact gear as well. A bunch of Samurai stuff would work, which is why I chose to demonstrate Samurai. If you wanted to go for those and you have a Samurai, that would probably be the way to go. For our gloves, obviously we've got the Neo-Ishgardian set, and also for our feet the Neo-Ishgardian boots. Any Neo-Ishgardian stuff will work for those 3 slots. It is only the chest piece that it will not work for. The 100 score is not too bad, but it is dependent on you leveling your crafters or of course having access to the market board. So let's move on to some easy 80s. Your 80 with dies this week is mostly okay apart from a couple of things. So we've got Slate Grey on any weapon and legs in the game that are dieable. Then we've got Gloom Purple on any helm in the game. Then unfortunately we have Pearl White on any chest piece in the game. So that's something you'd have to go and do Ishgard Restoration or, you know, the Moon, that sort of stuff to get. Additionally, there's Metallic Pink on here as well, which is Cosmic Exploration locked behind or the market board on any gloves in the game. And then we've got any grey dye. I went for Slate Grey dye, which is a vendor purchase dye on any legs in the game. So not terribly useful, but if you have those dyes lying around, then this would be a fairly simple way of doing an 80 this week for the maximum MGP. Kicking off our easy 80s then, this example, for example, we've got ourselves Gloom Purple on any helm in the game, and then we've combined that with the Ladies Yukata. Again, you can go for the Samurai artifact chest, the Myoshin Hayori. You can go for any of the Fugas, the male Yukata, the Hayoris, any of that stuff will work for gold rating as we discussed in the 100. Then we've got ourselves Rose Pink, which is a vendor purchase dye on any gloves in the game, and then we've got Mud Green on any feet in the game as well. All of these 3 dyes are vendor purchased from a low-level city-state dye merchant, and then we're combining them with the Yukata. That's one way of doing it. And another way to get an easy 80 then is to combine the Neo Ishgardian hat from the 100. Any of these would work. I went for the striking one like we explained in the 100 earlier. And dye this Gloom Purple. Gloom Purple is something that is vendor purchase, that dye, from any low-level city-state dye merchant such as Nanabe in Uldar's Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Then get yourself a grey colour. It doesn't matter what it is. I went for Slate Grey, and you can also buy this from low-level city-state dye merchants. You could also go for Gubu Grey if you wanted to, or Ash Grey. It doesn't really matter. Any grey dye on any legs in the game with something equipped in every slot will guarantee you an 80 that way as well. So honestly, not too bad this week, but a good reliance on dyes to carry us through a lot of the items that perhaps we can't normally get if we're on a free trial account. So not terrible, not the best, but it's at least workable. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your own solutions in the comment section below to help other players, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.